Hi everyone, my name's Rebecca. I'm the social media manager for Brockville Tourism. My apologies right away, I'm a bit stuffed up right now, so if you need anything repeated, let me know. So today we're going to be talking about social media and your social media presence. So one of the things we wanted to do today is just a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not basic, but we want to go over the essentials of things that would make your life easier as a tourist organization and then make it easier for me as well as your tourism social media representative and to make it make us work together. So let's have a look. Why do we need social media? So the movie Field of Dreams popularized that phrase, if you build it, they will come. But it is further from the truth right now. We are being bombarded every day with information. People are checking their phones over 150 times a day, and every time they check, there's new information there. You cannot retain all of that. So social media is there to make sure that we are constantly in people's faces. So you can't assume that people will just know about your event anymore. We need to be proactive about it. So here are some statistics just about social media in general. 3.4 billion people use social media on Earth, 45% of the world's population. In the world's population, 5.11 billion people have mobile phones. So that number of 3 billion is going to go up as our data information continues to grow and our range grows. So of those 5 billion people, 3.26 billion use their phones to access social media. This is really, really important to remember because if your website, if your social media, if your graphics are not responsive to mobile, people will not pay attention. So we need to make sure with websites that your site is responsive to all different types. So your iPhones, your Androids, your tablets, and of course your website still. The average consumer spends at least 2.5 hours a day on social media networks and messaging. 2.5 hours, and that's on average. So just think about the people that you're targeting. The younger they are, the longer they are, and even then, the older generations are starting to use social media a lot as well. 69% of American adults have a presence on at least one social media platform. So be that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. That's a huge number of people that we want to be able to reach. But the average person has 7 accounts. So they're probably on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and LinkedIn and TikTok and everything. People are getting more and more connected. We need to know where people are, and we need to be anticipating where they're going. For example, we have YouTube, and we have Periscope, but have you heard of TikTok? So TikTok is a video platform that is about 10 seconds, and it's used by teenagers, and it's hilarious. But I have seen some great uses of it in corporate senses. The Red Cross have ways to show, for example, what you should and shouldn't do during basic health issues. So it's very informative, a very good way to get in touch with a really young audience. And speaking of young audience, 88% of Americans between 18 and 29 use social media. So that 11% that isn't using it, that's such a minuscule number in comparison to what you want to be targeting. So social media needs to be a part of your strategy. But where do you start? So social media is not something you should take lightly. It's not something you should just pass off to an intern or a student because it's become a full-time job. That's why I'm here. So it's something that we take in our part-time. We can take in social media very easily, but creating that content, being consistent about it, knowing what you're doing, that has become a full-time job. With that being said, it's really wise to make sure that you are taking baby steps towards your social media goals. So you want to develop your audience as you develop your skills. So I'm not here to tell you you need to be on every platform right away. I'm going to start with the basics and we're going to grow out from there. So let's have a look at, oh, I forgot I put this slide in. So why does it matter? Why does it matter if we have social media? Can I get away without it? If you look at the first graphic, the percentage of people more likely to buy after a positive social media experience, 71%. If you are on social media and you have created some kind of positive experience, a person is 71% more likely to buy from you. Perfect example. I was in the mattress, I was shopping for a mattress. I was in Toronto. I didn't have a car. So I was looking for things with good delivery and I wanted it to be easy. An Instagrammer that I like got an Endy. His comments on the Endy mattress made me decide I wanted that mattress more than anything because it was such a good experience that he had. In the end, I ended up moving here and I had a different mattress, but I was very set on getting that Endy mattress. But we want to also look at why people are using, why do people purchase? Number one reason, being responsive. So if you have a Twitter account and someone tweets you, you have to be able to respond. So if you're on Twitter and you're not using it, you're not helping anyone. It's better to be where you are and be active. Be on one place and be active instead of being on 7 and being inactive. Wrong button. That's 49%. 46% are promotions. So you can really get people in if you are providing promotions. Throughout the summer, we were doing giveaways almost every week at Brockville Tourism. Our numbers went through the roof because of that. We had great interaction with people because we were working with companies like yourself and just finding ways that we can get people to like us, like you, and interact. That interaction and getting that relationship going is what is most important. We want to have a rapport with our audience. I can't read the other ones because they've gone blurry, so I'm sorry. But this graphic will be on the website later. But most importantly is making sure that you're active and you're appealing to people. But here is the opposite. If you are not active on social media, why do people want to unfollow you? If you're too active. So that's the difference between having someone who is an intern who's just posting all the time maybe, or not enough, and someone who knows what an algorithm is, what is going on, how many times should I post a day before people get sick of me. They also want to know, they want to make sure your information is relevant. So if you are Brockville Tourism, and I start posting things about another city, another province, if I start posting about my vacation, nobody cares. That's for my personal page. But you have to be focused on what you are talking about. Next one is they tweet too much. Once again, that oversharing. So you need to know that balance. Basically we have tweet too much, not enough, they don't reply. And the last one is using slang that just isn't appropriate. So one thing that I would love to get away with being able to tweet and say the tunnel is so lit, I love it, OMG. But I can't, because that is not the image that we have at the moment. Who knows where we may go with it. So let's have a look at Facebook. Facebook is easily the platform for Brockville, and we'll expand it out to Ontario. It is the second most popular website in the world, behind Google. It is the most popular social media platform, and the average time spent per visit is 10 minutes, 57 seconds. Usually people spend maybe a minute or two on a website, so 10 minutes is a long time to hold someone's attention. And this is the really great part. This is where it's really great with tourism to know this. The number of users age 65 plus has doubled since 2012. So on the other hand, the use among teens is shrinking from 71% to 51%. Huge drop. But if you are targeting that demographic that can go up towards baby boomers and people over 65, Facebook is where you want to be. And I'll be honest, Facebook is where you want to be anyways. Even if you are appealing to like 10-year-olds, you want to be appealing to those parents at least. It is a very important platform. So most people who are on Facebook use the app or site daily. This is not a thing that we use just for fun. We use it, it is now part of our life. Our events are there, our messenger, our conversations, our vacations, our photos, our relationships. How many of you have people that you talk to on Facebook that you haven't seen in at least 5 years? 10 years? Yeah, Facebook is where our lives are now. We are able to be connected with people because of this. Now, Facebook, we all use it personally, of course, but it's also really important to use it as a business. So what you want to do, instead of having a business account, so that is you want to have a business page, which is connected to your account. 95% of businesses have a Facebook presence, but not all of them use it. They create the page and let it sit there. And that's maybe the worst thing you can do, because an inactive page is probably worse than no page at all. People and businesses exchange more than 10 billion messages per month. So they are using Facebook Messenger to ask questions, even simple questions like, what are your hours? If you can set up the Facebook Messenger bot to answer, because you can, if you've ever gone to a Facebook page, you can click and see the chat box open and it'll say, prompted questions. What are your hours? Are you open right now? Is this available? And you can get the answer immediately. So after messaging a brand on Facebook, 66% of people feel more confident about the brand. So that communication is what we crave. We need that communication with people so that we can be sure that it's going to be a good product, event, location. And after that, 55% feel more personally connected. So just having that human presence of someone who can answer your messenger and say, hi, thanks for messaging us. That's a great question. Let me get back to you in 5 minutes. I'll be right, and I'll tell you the answer. Turns out that is closed right now. We'll be open at 9. Just that little bit gives people more confidence, and it lets them know that someone is there. Having a bot is sometimes okay for basic questions, but having that connection is huge. However, of that 95% of people who use Facebook for their company, only 31% are using Facebook Messenger. So as I've been emphasizing, Facebook Messenger is very important for instant communication. And if you don't have that availability to answer it, you could be in trouble. Not like big trouble, but you're kicking yourself. Now, Brockville Tourism uses Facebook a lot. This is how we reach the majority of our social media followers. 1/3 of our followers on Facebook are from Brockville. They follow us to find out about local events. They want to hear stories about Brockville. They want to see beautiful pictures, and that's what we try and provide every day. The next third of our followers are within a 3-hour drive of Brockville. So we are appealing to people to come out for the day, come out for the weekend. We have that ability to draw people in with these events. So having your event on Facebook is huge because, I'll tell you in a bit. Facebook events are the most important thing we use. And as you can see here, we have had steady growth with our Facebook in the past 6 months since I've been measuring it. Should my company be on Facebook? Yes! Yes, you should be, especially in Brockville, because everyone is on Facebook here. I have tried using Instagram, I have tried using Twitter to reach people, but every time it comes back to Facebook in this community. Our followers are here. If you want to reach your locals, you want to be on Facebook. As frustrating as it can be sometimes. Because if you are a visual company, you want to be on Instagram. If you are customer service, you want to be on Twitter, but you need that presence on Facebook before anything else. Speaking of Instagram. Now, Instagram is my personal favorite because it's so visual. It just hit 1 billion monthly active users in 2019. So their MAU, monthly active users, is crazy huge. 1 billion, and over half of them use it daily. So that is people looking at pictures constantly. This is a younger audience than Facebook. 71% of users are under the age of 35. So if you are looking for those younger users, those younger followers, Instagram is a great place to be. It has surpassed Snapchat as young people's favorite platform. 72% of teens use Instagram. Now, I'm not sure if any of you remember Snapchat. It was famous a few years ago for its 24-hour videos. And the problem was, two problems. Not enough metrics, we didn't have the analytics being pulled from it, and Facebook blatantly stole what they were doing. Instagram stories are Snapchat with a Facebook label on it. So that is why people have jumped ship and jumped over to Instagram, is because it has that combination, and businesses like it because it has the analytics to it. We can measure who is watching, why are they watching, where are they watching. People under 25 use Instagram for 32 minutes a day. If you are over 25, it's about 24. Why are we on it so long? Once again, Instagram stories. These are 24-hour snaps of your day. They're usually 10-second videos, and you can put them together to create a longer video, but they are so much fun. They're a great way to show what is happening behind the scenes. So this is not something where you are going to be putting a lot of promotional value into it. You're going to be showing, oh, this is what we're working on today. This is, maybe I could put one right now. Oh, look, I'm doing a presentation. Little things like that to keep people engaged. YouTube is if you want to have the bigger production value, the videos that are longer than 10 seconds. Instagram is where you're just showing people you're a human. There's a face behind your company. Because with social media, it's very easy to forget that people are human. That's why we have trolls. That's why we have negative comments. So if you remind people that you are a company with humans, I find it helps in getting rid of people who are just faceless trolls. For businesses, now, Instagram does have a great business section. And what it does is you create your business account and it links directly to your Facebook page because Instagram is owned by Facebook. If you have a Facebook page, make the Instagram account. If you have your Instagram account, click the button that posts to Facebook, cross-post. It takes one extra button and you're hitting two different platforms. Your older generation and your younger generation. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. There are 25 million business profiles, and 71% of US businesses are on Instagram. So it is a really important place to follow people. I follow more brands than people, I find. Businesses I like, I want to get coupons. I want to make sure that I have the latest updates. I am following a lot of businesses. Or businesses in terms of internet sense, I follow a lot of YouTubers where they're businesses themselves. I follow freelancers where they're businesses themselves. 80% of users follow at least one business on Instagram, but we want to make sure that it's more. If I'm following someone in this building, I want to follow everyone in here. So we want to make sure that we're working together and collaborating as well. 60% of users discover products on Instagram. So going back to my story about the ND mattress, I didn't know much about it until that Instagrammer started sharing, and that was sponsored. He was being paid by Andy. I knew that, but his stories helped me realize that looks like a good brand. I want that product. 75% of users take action when they discover a product and visit the website. So it is, once you hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, which sounds a lot, but once you really put into it, it's going to happen. You then get the opportunity to have a swipe up link, and you can start directly linking to your website, to your sales page, to your ticketing site. And we want to be able to make it so easy for people to get to your page. So that goal of 10,000, it's huge, but it's so important. Brockville Tourism is actively trying to get to 10,000, so make sure you're following us. Now, we have seen the biggest growth on Instagram, 23% growth in the last 6 months. We use it as a visual diary of events happening through Brockville. So once again, we're sharing those pretty pictures, we're sharing information, we are talking about events. It's not so much a place where I'm going to say all of the details, it's more like, this is what's happening, take a look at this beautiful tree, it's fall. So you're gonna be very visual about this. We also use Instagram stories to help people experience events if they're not there. So my goal is often to be at your event, your business location. I want to be there day one. If there's a dress rehearsal, I want to be at the dress rehearsal because I can Instagram story that and people will know about it as it's happening. For example, dogs. We had, in Big River Festival, we had dog jumping. I live streamed the entirety of the grab event, and I had about 5 or 6 people sit there and watch for an hour on Instagram stories. They just loved watching it. And we were interacting, and we were talking, and it was so much fun. And they said later, I'll probably go to the next day. So, even if I reach 2 or 3 people in doing that, I've reached 2 people who might not have done it before. It's fantastic. What we want to do is create that sense of FOMO. Who knows what FOMO means? Yeah? Oh. Yeah. What is it? Fear of missing out. It's so important. People are terrified of missing out on things. Instagram makes you show your best life. We don't show things that we don't like. We don't show the days that we're sick. We don't show the days that things are awful. We show a perfect life. And if you create that perfectness on your Instagram, people will come running because they do not want to miss out on that. So as you can see here once again, we've had really good growth over the last 6 months. I'm really pleased with that. Should you be on Instagram? Probably. I would say Facebook should be step 1. I am not telling you need to run out and get it right now, but if you are here, if you're working in tourism, 99% of the time, you have a visual aspect to your brand. You want to be able to promote that visual. So travel and tourism are one of the biggest uses for Instagram users. Travel influencers are huge. People are inspired to travel because of pictures. We have people taking pictures in the tunnel, and we have seen huge growth in people visiting because that tunnel is Instagrammable. They do it for the gram. So people plan their vacations around food. They plan their vacations around events. They plan around things they see. Words only go so far. Facebook is good at words. Instagram is great at visual. The saying is, picture has 1,000 words. And it only takes 2 seconds to see it. And here's the main thing, this is very important. People are always doing stuff for Instagram, so keep it beautiful. If you are, let's say you're a restaurant. Yesterday we had our food summit and we were talking about Instagram and people putting out their food on their table. You know who's one of the worst Instagrammers for food? Martha Stewart. She has, on her brand, she has professional photographers and she makes food look good on that brand. Her personal page though, She is the worst photographer. It is horrific. I wish I had the screen cap for you. I don't have it right now. But the example we had yesterday was she had a wedge salad, which is when you just take a wedge of lettuce, and all it was this horribly lit piece of lettuce with Thousand Islands dressing pretty much over it, with a flash. The light was bad. I would never eat Martha Stewart's food again if I had seen that picture on her official website. Never. But if you're going to be on Instagram, you want to make sure everything looks good. And if you know that if you're putting out something that you think, yeah, people are going to put this on Instagram, you want to make sure it looks good. So presentation is everything. You can't just half it. This is so important. This is so important. I wish I had put this first, but Facebook is almost more important than this. But own your name. Own your name. So if you have a company and you are not on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter already, what I would do is I would go claim those accounts and then just say not monitored. You want to own your account and you want it to be consistent. So Brockville, for example, Brockville Tourism is too long for Twitter. We use Brockville Tour on everything, except for Facebook because we can put 2 words for Brockville Tour on Instagram or Brockville Tour on Twitter because we want people to find us no matter where they are. On Instagram, you can tweet from Instagram. We want that hashtag, we want that @ mention to work no matter where it is. So you want to be consistent and you want to own your property. Why? Because if you don't, it can end up bad. Today's world, you must own your business name digitally. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, those are free. If you don't own your domain though, that can be disastrous. So say you're Bob's Bakery. If you don't have bobsbakery.com and probably bobsbakery.ca because you're a Canadian company, someone else can come in and buy that and use it. Maybe they want to get money out of you. So what they can do is they can take, for example, bobsbakery.com, bobsbakery.ca. You decide 6 months later, I want that domain. I want it. They can charge you thousands for it. And you'll have to pay it because they can do things on your site that represent you poorly. One of the things I'm always concerned about, and I was talking to some other specialists about it, is if someone buys your brand and they can hold it ransom and put a nasty porn site on it. It can happen. And that tarnishes your image because you have no control over it. So what I recommend before you do anything else when you get home, look up your website, find out if it's available, and buy it. They cost about $10, $15. Just make sure you have that. You don't need to put a website on it, you just need to hold it. If you come back from anything from this, my biggest advice is own your name. While we're on the topic of owning your name, right now is the best time to be thinking about your branding. So when you are working on Instagram, when you're working on Facebook, on your website, you want to make sure that your vision is consistent. So I've seen accounts, I've seen people create accounts for fun, and it's hilarious, and they're putting up silly memes, and they don't think it's gonna go anywhere, and then 6 months, a year, 2 years later, they realize, oh, this is getting popular and I'm getting a lot of followers. And if you go back, there's that picture of me drinking or something, or you could have a Justin Trudeau moment. You know, he's lucky that he only had a yearbook, but if you have a Facebook that you haven't been taking care of properly, or an Instagram that you haven't been taking care of properly, and you're just putting ridiculous stuff on it, maybe on your business, maybe on your personal, if you go back, people can find that. The internet is forever. There is archive.org. Everything that you make is saved. I don't want to scare you or anything in this. It's just be cognizant of your vision. So right now, as you're coming up with your domain, as you're coming up with your vision, take the 10 minutes or 2 hours or afternoon to to work with your company, to work with your digital marketing specialist, or whoever is in there. Come up with your vision. I have a lot of information. I wish I could go into it right now, but it's literally its own presentation. But if you need any help with what do I want my vision to be, what do I want my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook to look like, feel free to reach out to us at Brockville Tourism, and we will be happy to talk to you about this. We can brainstorm. It's not a problem. We're here to help. And once again, if you're looking, think about the image, think about what you're doing, make sure that you're consistent. That's the only thing I can really say here. You can always change it later, but it's easier to do it now. So like I said, in 6 months from now, you might be like, don't like that. You can go back and delete everything, maybe, or you can forget, or you can just change it. But I would recommend start right now. Take the time when you get back to work to think about what is it that we're promoting. Your values become your story when you're obsessively, constantly implementing them on everything. So, if, for example, who has heard of the company Lush, the bath bomb store? Who has followed their social media? Okay, great. So if you've heard of the store, you may know that they are very into being eco-friendly, animal-friendly. They're activists. Their social media is constantly about that. Once in a while, they will say, we've got a new product, but usually it's, this is our product, look how it's taking care of the environment. We don't use bottles for this. We don't have plastic for this. They're constantly keeping that brand, and people love them for it. Some people will shop there, not because it smells great, which I think it does, not because they love the product, which they do, but they love what it stands for. So if you have something that your business stands for, be it quality theater, excellent service, the best Chinese food in the city, you have to be able to really just stand up for it. If someone were to come up to you and say, do you really have the best Chinese food in the city? You have to be able to go, yeah. What? Yeah, I do have the best Chinese food in the city. Do you want to go? So you have to be ready to stand up for what you are focusing on. And you have to put that on your social media. You need that confidence of, yes, I am the best at what I do, and I'm ready to show you why. Now this is just something, for me personally, you will make my life a million times easier, and making my life easier makes your life easier, because then we can promote together. Facebook events. This is very important. It is a great way to share your event with your followers, and it's a great way to share your event with everyone. Because if you share your event with us, Brockville Tourism, we add your event to our Facebook events page. That is the first thing I check when I'm creating the What's Happening email that goes out every Thursday. Please make sure you're signed up for that. And it is also the way that people find out about things. People can go into their events, read what's going on, and it's a great way to share everything. It does not need to be a big event. I've created events for people when I'm having a bowling night with friends, because it's the easiest way to connect with people. So it's a really good way to get an idea of your numbers. So for example, you're hosting an event at a cafe. Let's say you're hosting an event at Richard's, and you want to know how many people are going to show up. How much food should I make? Put out the event, put out the invitation, and see who's replying. If 15 people say that they're going, they click going or click interested, you have a pretty good idea you're getting at least 15 people. Because what happens is when people have their Facebook events, they have their Facebook notifications, or they have their Facebook linked to their calendar. So for me, I have both. 2 days before an event, I will get a notification saying, you have an event in 2 days, don't forget. Then it will be on my calendar. So I've gone to Tunnel of Terror coming up. If I have RSVP to that, I will get response on my Facebook, it goes on my calendar, and it comes up in my feed as well as they're posting. This is a great way to make sure that you are in people's face. So you want to make sure that you're getting those alerts out, and the best way is through events. So here's a quick explanation on how to do it. So you're going to go, so this is Brockville Tourism site, you're going to go on the left-hand side here and click events. You don't want to click this one here, because that's going to take you to your analytics of your events. We don't want that. So once you're in events, you're going to go to this button here, and it says plus create event. That is where it's right at the top of the page, and you're going to get a pop-up like this. So you can put a header. So you want to make sure that it's, once again, visually appealing, something people will enjoy, and fill in as many details as you have. Location, time, details, agenda, as much as you have. So it's comprehensive. You can put as much as you want, and here's the best thing. If it is a recurring event, say, once again, Tunnel of Terror, I can set it up so that instead of having 13 individual events, I have one event that comes up 13 times. So when you RSVP to that one, you can pick which day you want, but you don't have to manage 13 events. You manage one with 13 times. So this is the last thing I'd really like to cover. Developing your mailing list. Your mailing list is so important because it's the oldest. Facebook is here now, but I don't know what's going to happen to Facebook in 5, 10 years. We can't depend on it. Instagram, same deal. Twitter, same deal. I mean, look at Snapchat. People put money into that, and it's on the way of the dodo. It's still there, but I don't know how long it will be there. Your email has been around for as long as I can remember. I've had an email account, not the same email account, but I've had an email account since I was in grade 5. There are kids here who have their emails set up from childhood. And some of you, how many of you have had the same email address for over 5 years? Exactly. Now, how many of you know people who have given up Facebook? Yeah. So you can give up Facebook. Giving up your email is a whole other story. It's really hard to cut that one out because that's where your billing is. That's where everything is. So we want to make sure that we have email addresses. It's the only one that you own. Because like I said, Facebook can shut down tomorrow. And if you've ever seen Facebook, if you've ever seen a social media platform, when an outage happens on another one, it's chaos. For example, I go on Twitter when Reddit is down, and all it says is, everyone on Twitter is going, oh my God, where am I gonna get my news? Reddit's down. And it could be down for hours. Your event could be happening at that time while Facebook is down, and you have no way of promoting. Or you could have something happen, you have no way of letting people know. Your email is really good at making sure that you have that direct contact. You don't need to have a mailing list that goes out every day. I know that people think that mailing lists are really annoying because of companies that like to send out daily emails. I know, I hate them too. But at Brockville Tourism, we send out a weekly one. We keep it predictable, Thursdays, 5 o'clock. Always the same, please sign up. But even if a weekly one is too much, you can do a monthly newsletter. September 1st, first of the month, every month, second Tuesday, whatever works for you. And then you just let people know, hi, I'm still here. I have a company. I would love you to come to my event. Please follow and subscribe. Or we have a new video. Or surprise, we have a new mammal coming to the aquarium. Like, not everyone is going to check their Facebook. Not everyone's going to check their Twitter. But a lot of people check their emails. It's so important. Here are some ideas for collecting those emails. So the most important thing is targeting people who will remain as readers. So if you have a competition, for example, where you have to sign up, people will hit unsubscribe as soon as the contest is over sometimes. And that's okay. But you want to make sure that people, when they get that first email for the contest, they know they're going to continue to get value out of your emails. So you can put up a sign-up sheet at events. So you can, for example, here, you could have had a sheet out, collect it, we all get your emails, it's fantastic. Like I just said, you can run a giveaway. So sometimes Brockville Tourism does do giveaways does do email events for our bigger giveaways, and we collect emails, and we don't see a big drop off. It is because our emails are very helpful to people. So creating that value for what you're getting. You can have opt-ins on your website. So you don't want to have like annoying pop-ups, but you can have a little pop-up that says, "Hi, I noticed you're enjoying the site. Would you like to get our newsletter?" They can click X if they want and still enjoy your site. Your site's not a pay-per-view type thing, like some newspapers or anything that's the way they're going. But you can have that pop-up, let people know, I can get this email. I've signed up for many emails that way. You're doing it right now, exchanging business cards, meeting new people. When we collect business cards, feel free to add them to your mailing list and just drop them a quick email saying, "Hi, I met you at this event. Do you mind if I add you to my mailing list?" You do need to get explicit permission when you do this now because rules are changing, especially overseas, on how you can do mailing lists. So try and make sure that everything that you do, just be consistent across the board. One thing that gets me to sign up or download an app are birthday and anniversary giveaways. Kelsey's do one where if you sign up for their event or it's your birthday, you get, I think, cheese dip. I'll do that. I will sign up for your email list if it means I get a free appetizer. Yes, I will. Baskin Robbins, they do the 31 Club for your birthday. Sephora do gifts for your birthday. Starbucks do gifts for your birthday. People like getting free stuff, and if you make it that it's something that isn't going to lose much for you, but it brings people in, it's great. And create email-only specials. So this one, I always think of Bath and Body Works. They have sales every day. Every day. They have emails every day, and I have to put a filter on them because they send out those emails every day. But I'm not going to unsubscribe because sometimes if I'm heading into Ottawa or Kingston, I want to know what's on sale because they might have really good soap deals and I can stock up, or air fresheners or whatever. But you have to show the email. If you do that, people will respond. So maybe you have an email out that says 10% at your store. If you show that email, first off, they're getting a discount. Second off, you know that they're staying on your email. It's fantastic. And they have to sign up beforehand. It's great. We have been one of Ontario's best kept secrets. I am tired of being a secret. I think social media is how we're going to stop being a secret. I want to be loud and proud about it. I'm from Brockville. You should come visit me. Why? Because I want to shout it from the rooftops. I want to tell people about you. I want to tell people about your event. I want to tell Lindsay about your event. We want to tell Destination Ontario your event. We want the world to know because people care. We forget how lucky we are to live in such a beautiful area because some people don't get to experience it. These islands are beautiful. This area is beautiful. So keep it beautiful. Post about it a lot. Make those Facebook events and keep in touch. Please. I'm here all year. Thank you.